And the Trinity thing caused so much insanity in my life where I was like, yeah, so who did Jesus pray to then? Like, how can you be yourself and your dad? And everyone's like, and I'm like, what? And then I realized, and that's why when you said you're not Christian, it's like, that's what they kept telling me. They're like, the only thing that makes you Christian is this one thing that you don't agree with. And
nobody's ever said that. Nobody's ever said just mentally acknowledging the Trinity is the only thing that makes you Christian. So like, I mean, this dude has demonstrated years of never having actual goodwill to understand what any Christian position is, whether he's debating E. Michael Jones or Jim Bob or whatever. And to be fair, E. Michael Jones had the dumbest Trinitarian argument I've ever heard in my life. I mean, it was like, I mean, if he had just interacted with E. Michael Jones, maybe I could understand it. Because E. Michael Jones is like, it's like a symphony. The logos and the symphony. And it's like, what are you talking about? It was so stupid.
I'm like, that's nuts. I'm like, I can make a great argument from the New Testament that Jesus and God are separate. I don't understand the Trinity. Like, I don't understand how you can be three things at the same time, but not change shape.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's ever seen the number 3 because the number 3 is one thing and three things at the same time. So again, this is like supposed to be the highest IQ dude out here. I mean, we're talking 180, we're talking 200. This dude is like topping out of the high IQ charts, but he's mystified by, like Neil, the Gnostic informant guy, the number 3. Right? Is it one thing? There's that 3 things. It's 3 and 1. I know this is a very insane concept to hold 2 ideas in your head at the same time. I know that's very difficult for people with 200 IQ, but that's a great example. Tristana, what's up? We got Tristan in the house. Unmute.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out that Jay can't do basic math. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals what?
That equals 3.
Okay. And it's 1?
Yes.
Okay, but how many homesteads do you have? Because I have 1 plus 1 plus 1,
Mm-hmm.
and also gratuitous sexual reference.
Right. So
what do you think about that?
Again, are you homesteading to create Mormon space wife cult? Because at that point, according to the previous caller, it would actually be righteous. If you're homesteading, that's righteous. Yeah, exactly. No answer. Right. So we see silent Tristan immediately silenced. No response. Now, I think everybody's familiar with this symbol that you see on the screen. It's going to be a really challenging concept for a lot of you out there, especially you people with 200 plus IQs, smartest people in the internet. Now, this is a single object. It's a single digit integer symbol. Okay. But is that a one single symbol, or is it also 3 at the same time? Can we figure this out? Muslims, I know you guys have a hard time with this too, because when I show you this, you're mystified. And when we brought this up in the debate with Neil, the Gnostic informant, he was also mystified. And he kept insisting that it's just one thing. Yeah, but it's also 3 things, right? So you understand it can be 3 and 1 at the same time. Now, I am not saying that the Trinity is the number 3. It's an analogy from created things. And I know these people, again, Father Deacon's in here. He's heard this a million times. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, people have a really hard time with language and reference, especially people that are not that smart. They don't understand how a word can, based on the context and the intention, refer to different things. But it's a one word. It got to have one reference. No, the same word can refer to different things. Kid, a kid can refer to a goat or to a human child. Likewise, symbols don't always have a single referent. Likewise, in language, in grammar, there's similes and metaphors. There's analogies. If we make an analogy, the very definition of an analogy is a comparison where aspects of the object or the example match up to the referent, but also aspects don't match up. So, for example, the Father is the cause of the Son. The Father eternally generating the Son is not the same thing as a human father causing in time and space a human created son. It's an analogy that is only looking at the causal relationship. And the difference is that it's an eternal generation from the nature of the Father, not in a sexual way. What's funny is if you go back and read St. Athanasius, the Arians actually made the same arguments that Muslims today make about the eternal generation of the Son. How you have son with no mom? Who is mother to produce vagina of son? That they literally cannot think beyond like one-dimensional layers and levels of language. And so many heresies, as St. Basil says, make a word concept linguistic failure. So it's so strange because it should be very simple to explain that language works in different ways in different contexts. Surely you can understand that a kid in one context is a goat, in another context, it is a child.
So I think if you try to do anything along the lines of what you just did, he's just gonna say that's word salad. He'll say it's word salad. You're just,
yeah, that's what he said to Jim. He said that to Jim Bob.
Yeah, okay, that's what. Yeah, so unless he's somehow grown intellectually and has an actual argument.
Well, this is the highest IQ dude on the internet, right?
Yeah, self-proclaimed. Right? Who in the world tells people I have a high IQ? That's like the worst, the silliest thing I've ever.
I mean, anybody bragging online about how high IQ they are probably isn't high IQ.
Well, the funniest thing about it is how to quantify it. It's like, yeah, my mom told me that when I was tested in third grade, that was it. It was like really high in third grade. Yeah, unless he's somehow grown intellectually or emotionally and psychologically, I'm assuming it's just going to be he'll posture and he'll make some stupid jokes and try and kind of like underhandedly insult you and then say something like, I just feel sorry for you. Look at you guys. You just go around in circles with your words and your wizard words. You just try to like do all your word magic. Like, I'm just like Mr. Earthy guy, bro. Like, look at me. Like, I smeared some dirt on my face and pretended like I did physical work today. It's going to do something like that.
While he's over there looking like Uncle Owen from Star Wars, Drunkle Owen. John, do you want to say something?
Yeah, there's also a tendency within conspiracy culture, I know both you and Tristan would know about this, is that there's like a conspiracy of the elite to make like things more complex.
Exactly. So, I'm glad you hit that. Yes.
Yeah. So like, you know, logic and language was invented by the elites to confuse the lower people.
Yeah.
And so I think some of that plays into it too, especially with language.
No, he actually makes this argument. Yeah, he actually says that when you start bringing in, this is his whole thing about wizard spell casting with words. If you bring in complex vocabulary, you are necessarily engaged in wizard craft and confusing people, and that's why he keeps it earthy, like Tristan said, and simple.
Yeah, notice how that plays into the kind of cult leader. That kind of plays into the cult dynamic because you know he's setting up the world as this. You know, there's this dialectic going on where you've got this force of evil wizardry and confusion, which is everything outside of the world that he's kind of spinning with his words.
Yep.
And he's the one who can cut through this. He's the one that's going to give you the real magic. And he'll bring it back to like some stupid, you know, some comedy thing where it's like, oh, just like being funny is like, oh, comedy is like this amazing thing. or it'll be just the like, well, look at me, I'm a homesteader. So really, it's all going to come down to virtue signaling.
Yep.
Like virtue signaling being, look at me, I can make babies. Like I can put my pee in places and make babies. Like that's virtuous.
Dude, I got fucking goats. I'm eternally generating goats, bro. By the way, penis calm.